Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. It is that time of the month again. Not that time of month, even though it is that time of month for me, but it is that time of month again to do my monthly favorites. And we have a really great selection of things to put on for my April favorites. April was kind of a difficult month for me, I will not lie. I have felt the quarter year, not burnout, but the quarter year exhaustion. And I think I just needed a bit of time to recollect and realign. And I guess now I'm back. I'm definitely feeling a lot better and ready to tackle on the second quarter of the year, I suppose. I can't wait to show you guys what I love this month. So we've got a pretty big collection of things that we need to go through. And again, to organize my thoughts and to organize this video a little, I did separate everything into sections, and we are going to separate the different items that I have just to make everything a little bit more organized. But we've got everything in gadgets, jewelry, clothes, stationery, and makeup. And that is the 5 major categories that I have kind of sorted out for myself. And yeah, let's go through them one by one. So starting with gadgets, we've got 2. So our first gadget or technological item is this mouse, and my boyfriend actually gifted this to me. He bought it and he didn't like it very much, so he offered it to me. It is like a silent clicking mouse. It doesn't have much functionality in terms of, complicated tools and complicated little things that you can do. It kind of just looks very techy, and I think I like that more than the functionality because I don't really use a mouse as often unless I'm editing. And I guess the silent clicker is what got me because I tend to edit a lot at night and the clicker can be a little noisy on my mouse. So the silent one has been very convenient and very quiet for me to use, which I liked. Again, aside from the design, I like that you can kind of open this clear part over here, and there is the little adapter, so you just stick that into your computer and then you can, use the mouse. It does have a Bluetooth setting, which I have not tried out yet, and the charging is with a normal USB-C, so you don't have to use a battery, which is great. And it does have RGB lights, very cool. And the scroll button, pretty basic, pretty simple, nothing too complicated. And these 2 buttons here, like, switch your windows, or they, switch tabs or whatever their function is. So very basic, but I think the look of it is definitely what caught my eye. And it has definitely been a favorite because it's something that has contributed to a lot more relaxing, silent editing vibes. And it does fit my hand very nicely for editing. So definitely an honorable mention in my favorites. Next, we are moving to a very big purchase I made this month, and that was the kind of financial situation I was speaking of. I don't know if this video is coming out before my vlogging trial of this phone, but I got a new phone, and this is the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and yeah, it's basically a flat screen TV. Like, this is my head, and this is the phone. Massive. And it has been tough to just so suddenly shift from one phone to a new phone. Of course, Apple makes everything easy. I just had to sync everything. But I think just getting used to the fact that I got a new phone and the circumstances with which I got it under, it was just very quick. My old phone just stopped working, and I bought the phone and then my old phone started working again. So it was kind of like an annoying situation at the time, but at the end of the day, I am grateful I needed to upgrade. And yeah, this is what we upgraded on. A few of the features, I guess, this has 3 cameras. Camera quality is amazing. So there is a vlog sample footage thing coming soon. I have filmed it. I don't know if it's going to come out after this video or before this video. Either way, the quality of camera and, the shooting quality and whatever is definitely a lot better. And I think that does get better with the iPhone series anyway. Something I did notice, I think the 16s have them as well, the camera button and the ringer button is no longer like a little tab you pull. It's literally just a button that you hold down. In terms of like upgraded specs, this phone's battery is so good. Like, my phone battery will last the whole day and I will not need to charge it. I actually don't need to charge it every day. I need to charge it every second day if I use it out. And it's got about 36 hours of playback, which is solid for me because I'm almost always on my phone or I'm shooting something or my screen is on for a long time. So my battery is definitely very important. And I think other than that, it is definitely like an upgrade screen size. Yeah, my old phone was slightly smaller. I think the length of the screen was like that much of a difference. But I've gotten used to it. I've bought 2 cases, which I don't have on right now for the purpose of showing you guys this, but I got it in deep blue and yeah, definitely very appreciative and very grateful that I got it. But yes, this did contribute to a lot of stress this month. So now that we have gone through all of the gadgets, let's move on to some stationery. So my first stationery favorite, I suppose, is my journal, my pocket journal, my travel journal. Last month, I had made a brown wrap cover that was kind of Louise Common inspired for the same pocket journal. And this month, I decided to do like a binder type of cover instead of a wrap cover. And I think it turned out pretty nicely. I was looking at the leather binders that are made out there and I kind of took inspiration from that. So just some detailing on the front, I guess. I attached this little Coach card pouch which I got with my Coach wristlet, and it was in my stationery holder, but I decided to pin it here because I think I've started keeping a few sticky notes and some stickers in there, so it kind of like helps to have on hand. Then I've got a little button here. This is actually a spare button that came with one of my sweaters, which I'm going to show you under the clothing favorites in a second. And yeah, I decided to thread it on here like a little charm, and yeah, I think it's a cute little embellishment or a little touch that I've added. So if we open her up, this is the card holder. There are some sticky notes in there. I'm not going to open it, but they are being held together with this little clip, and I just kind of keep it there. And when we open up this journal casing, I did change a little bit on the inside. I've got a little Polaroid of me and my boyfriend here. This is from last year and I found it and I recall randomly that we made this memory, so I decided to keep it in here. The new addition to the little journal binder is this little sticker folder. So it's a Ziploc kind of bag and it's got tons of little stickers and trinkets in it that I would be using for any of these journals in here. It kind of just stays in here. Second journal is my little pocket commonplace journal. It's kind of mainly to do with lists, swatching, to-dos, everything goes in there. The next journal is my planner, of course. I'm not going to talk about it because I've spoken so many times about it. And yeah, this is essentially my pocket calendar or my pocket diary. It's got all of my schedules and everything to do with my daily agenda. And on this, I've got that little silver pen loop that I have kept my Kaweco rollerball with, and I've just got that in there. The last journal is a new one that I've added, and this is going to be a bit of a template-based journal. So it's more for recording templates, tracking my habits, mental health, that kind of stuff. And it's also going to be a little bit of a fun place to like store any stickers and things that I want to add in there. I did start it 2 days ago when I did another like self-therapy vlog, and I did kind of start it a little, and I've got some templates in here. So I like to draw out some of my thoughts in creative ways, and I think recording them in this little pocket journal really helps, especially when I'm not carrying my big journals around. And I've got this little pen holder here, and this is a mechanical pencil that is attached to it. So when you close it like that, I've kind of got 2 little stationery pen items that I carry. All in all, I think I've created a miniature system of my big journaling ecosystem to carry around, and I think that is the point of a pocket journaling system. It's kind of just a little on-the-go thing to have, and I love that. I've kept the little jellyfish keychain or the little charm, and everything else is pretty much the same, but I definitely like changing my journal's appearance, and I think of it as like clothing. It works with my moods as well. So that is my first stationery favorite. So moving on to our next 2 favorite stationery items. These are pens, and they are from Kaweco. I have definitely developed a very large passion and a very large liking for Kaweco products and their pens, and I have no shame in it. I really love them. So a few days ago, I bought these pens. They actually came out in very unique colors, and I don't know whether they're limited edition or not, but I've never seen them before, and they were new in, so I decided to pick them up. So both of these pens are from the Coeco Skyline Sport collection, so they are definitely on the smaller side, and that's perfect for traveling, and it's perfect to just carry around. Like, it's the size of a lipstick, and I love that about Coeco. So the first one here is the Coeco Skyline Sport fountain pen, and this one is in a fine nib. They had extra fine, but I decided to buy fine because I still want to have a little in between and something that does write finely, but that isn't too scratchy with certain papers, because I do find that maybe the extra fine might be a little scratchy, especially if you're trying to write quickly and jot quickly. So the fine has been working perfectly for me. I did get my Coeco Classic Sport in a medium because they did not have anything else, so I was happy to even get my hands on a fine nib. The Skyline collection nibs and the kind of detailing and the hardware is in silver, so this is a little bit of a change, but other than that, they are pretty much the same. And this is in like a pearl kind of color. It's like a very iridescent white, and the shade is actually called light green, and it does have a little bit of an undertone of this light green, and this is a very pretty kind of color for a fountain pen. In the fountain pen, I did put some light blue ink, and I think it's been working so perfectly, especially with the color of this pen. It's got that kind of iridescent look, so the light blue ink has been serving it so well. I do actually have a notepad here, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a swatch because how could I not? So this is the light blue ink I have in it, and it's really been a cute little nice colored ink pen to carry around. The second pen I bought from Coeco is actually in the dark green shade, so it's pretty much an iridescent dark green, and I bought this one in a rollerball. So I haven't had a sport size rollerball, so I decided to get that, and it was the last one. So I was very happy to get my hands on it. I am also going to do a little bit of a swatch for you guys. And I love the way this one writes. It's quite similar to my other Coeco rollerball, the Coeco Perco I have. But I just love it in the sport size, and I think it's perfect. It's just a perfect little travel kit now that I've put together. So when I'm carrying all the stationery stuff around, I can kind of just slip the Coeco pens in whatever pen holders I have, or I can kind of just slot them in underneath the elastic and good to go, you know. I love it. So this is everything for stationery. Next up is my favorite category, makeup. So this month I did a lot of shopping at ARC because they had a 50% off sale, and I probably went like 3 times, and I bought sale stuff every time. And to go into a store that sells luxury makeup and to get a lot of that luxury makeup for 50% off was insane. So we're going to start off with the higher end products, and the first product I have here is this Guerlain or Guerlain lipstick, and I know I got the lipstick case last month, but Guerlain for 50% off. This was like too good to pass up, and it's their Kiss Kiss matte lipstick collection that was on sale, and this is shade 258 in Lovely Nude, and it's got a matte finish, and obviously the casing is black. I like their Be Glow lip balms, but those were not part of the special, unfortunately. So I guess this was kind of like a very unexpected find, but honestly these lipsticks are very expensive, and yeah, quite expensive. I don't buy them often, and to see these as 50% off, I was like, whoa, let me buy it now. So this shade that I got is a very lovely pinky nude shade. It is not too similar to the one I got in the lipstick casing because I wanted to get different shades. This one is a matte finish as well, so it does have a bit more pigment than the one I got in the casing, but it definitely is that type of nude that I like to use with a very dark lip liner, and I am wearing it right now. I'm wearing a lip oil on top of this, but the lipstick pigment is on my lips at the moment. For a little swatch, this is what the lipstick looks like. Again, very pretty little pinky nude, and I love it. Next up are my first two NARS products. I have never bought NARS before, and maybe the sale pushed me to try NARS because these were products that I kind of wanted to look at, but never really had the goal to, and NARS is not really the brand I run to first. I definitely have other brands in mind before I run to NARS. But all in all, I'm very impressed with these two items, and I actually did not expect NARS to show with the quality that they did. The first NARS product I picked up is this NARS Iris van Herpen setting powder, and I actually like Iris's work. I studied a bit of her work in high school, and I knew who she was, and when I saw her name, I was like, whoa, she did a collaboration with NARS? That's amazing. So I was definitely intrigued to see what it was about. This light reflecting prismatic powder, and this is essentially like a setting powder that you kind of dust over your face when you have set your face. This setting powder is obviously not like the Chanel one I use. The Chanel one I have is definitely targeted at, you know, setting your makeup and kind of blurring your pores. While this one does do that, it is more of a finishing touches kind of powder. It's got glitter in it, and it is a little bit more pretty. I do find that if like my concealer needs fixing or something, I will reach for the Chanel setting powder. But if I want something a little more brightening and a little pretty with a bit of, you know, glitter on it, I will definitely reach for this one. So of course it's got a little mirror, and then inside this is what the palette looks like. It does look very reflective, and on a tester or on your hand, it's, I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of like a very light color, and if you swatch it, that's almost all glitter, and I think the only way it's going to show is on the dark side of my hand here. So it is very glittery, and it's definitely like a all over your face kind of glitter to use with one of those little fluff brushes. The second NARS product I picked up is actually my favorite. This is a lip oil, and this is the Afterglow lip oil in Far Away, which is shade 500, and it is kind of like a brown orange shade. It is not very pigmented because it's an oil, but I am wearing it right now on my lips. But if I do a little swatch for you guys, it's almost the same color as the Guerlain or the Guerlain lipstick, which is perfect because they make the perfect lip combo. But this is essentially what it looks like. It is a very, very light and very moisturizing orange brown kind of color, and I was actually shocked at how hydrating this lip oil is. So definitely a win for NARS on this one. My very last makeup product is actually drugstore, or you know, from the normal pharmaceutical stores, and it is an Essence product. I haven't bought an Essence product in a minute, and I saw that these are new releases, and I got extremely excited because I love it when Essence releases new things. They are always very pretty and almost always functional, so I was quite happy to see this. And this is a new Essence Blush Crush, and they released them in a new shade. So I like that these are kind of almost bronzing blushes. They kind of go well with my kind of complexion, and they go well with like a winter kind of a color when you want a darker bronzy blush. This one here is in the shade Cinnamon Sugar, and again, same kind of color palette that I'm going for on my lips. I kind of went with the same thing with blush, and I do use the Yardley London powder blush, which is quite similar, but of course this is Essence, like it's a lot cheaper, and the quality is just as good. So this is a little swatch of it. Again, it's that like lovely brown pinkish nude. It's like barely different to the lipstick. And I love that it's in a powder blush because I do have liquid and stick blushes that are similar in this shade. So I like having a little powder blush to go over with if I'm wearing powder or if anything is drowning out the liquid blush I have under. So that is all for the makeup products. I'm super happy with all the makeup stuff I got, and I'm so glad that I managed to get them with a steal, and I can't wait to use them more. Moving on to our second last and last sections, clothing and jewelry. These kind of go hand in hand, I guess, because they're like accessories and things that you put on your body. So I like these two sections, and I think I shopped very well. So we're going to start off with clothing, and my number one item is this beautiful cardigan sweater. It's a knitted sweater and it's from Woolworths. It did cost a fortune. It was like 700 Rand, which is pretty expensive, but I suppose I'm not very shocked for Woolworths. The brand is the Denim brand, and the knitting is actually quite thick. Like you can literally poke a hole through it. But the knitting is warm. I think that's what matters. This is kind of like almost a crop situation, but it covers me because I think my torso is quite short, so it covers my body very nicely. And these buttons actually open up, so you can use it as a little throw over, or you can use it as a sweater, and love that for me. I've also been loving the navy blue kind of colors for winter, so we're kind of going with a brown peachy nude with navy this winter. I think that's going to be like my color palette. And so I've used this sweater about 3 times now and I love it. It's so warm and cozy, and I definitely will never say no to good quality knitwear. The little buttons and the detailing, this is actually the spare button I had put on my little journal wrap, just, you know, to keep. But yes, I love the little button detailing on the sweater. The next sweater I wanted to talk about is actually the sweater I'm wearing right now. I think it's better if I hold the mic, but this is the red sweater I got, also from Woolworths, and it was about 350 Rand, which is great for Woolworths prices. So I was very happy when I saw it, and I kind of like the brightness of the red. I think it breaks the darkness of the winter palette we're going with, and yeah, it is quite oversized. I choose a slightly larger size because I want to use it for everyday and for gym, but the sleeves are quite long and the length is very nice, and it kind of gives that lovely oversized baggy look, but not too baggy. I did get the sweater in an olive green color and it is currently in the wash, but if it was not, I would add that to my list as well. And last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about some jewelry. I'm actually wearing the jewelry right now. I probably should have taken it off for this video, but essentially it is one pair of earrings that I had bought at the beginning of April, and I think they've become my new favorite piece of jewelry because I haven't taken them off. They've been on and the quality is just amazing to me. So it is these two tiny little huggies, and they've got multicolor stones in them. They are not, you know, real gold or sterling silver, I believe. They are gold plated. It's from the DM Watch and Gifts shop at Ranridge Mall, and I stumbled across these in the window and I could not resist buying them. So they are definitely a very perfect everyday hoop to wear, and they don't change color. The gold plating is actually very good quality in comparison to some other brands that claim things are gold plated and then change color. So yeah, I think I definitely won in the jewelry sector in terms of these earrings, and I think that shop definitely sources their jewelry well. And they're also like the perfect size of hoop, like not too big, not too small. They're very like a midi hoop size, and I like that. The second piece of jewelry is this little necklace here, and the pendant is a little shell. I am going to take it off for you guys to see. Again, I saw this one in the window and also could not resist. It is kind of like this black background with a little gold plated shell in the middle, and I think the ocean theme has carried out for the last like 5 months. I've been loving everything ocean, so why stop now? And this necklace is also stainless steel, so it does not change color, and the pendant is also stainless steel, so they don't change color, and that's great because I forget to take off my jewelry and then I just keep it on permanently. So I love that these do not change color and wonderful quality jewelry. And so that concludes our April favorites video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed buying these things this month, and I definitely enjoyed using a lot of these things, and I'm very grateful that I was able to buy, afford, and, you know, get to use these little luxuries for myself. And I'm super excited for what May is going to bring. It is my birthday month, so I always feel lucky in May. But yes, that is everything on my April favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.